Welcome back to another great episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Today we're going to be doing a very quick recipe. It's one of Sumaya's favorite dishes. It's the sweet and sour chicken, and this can be served with practically everything and anything. You can do noodles, you can do ramen, you could do quinoa, you could do rice. I'm actually going to be having it with a little bit of salad, and just going to have the chicken and the veggies from this. But this is a very, very easy recipe. And before we go ahead and I show you all the ingredients and everything, remember that all the ingredients and the measurements are always in the description box below. At this time, I would like to take the time out to thank Sumaya for recording us. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share. I do have my website now, www.raihanasrecipes.com. I'm available on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and also Instagram. So if you make any of these recipes, I would love to see #Raihanascuisines and would love to see how you created this. So without further ado, let's get started. So for our sweet and sour, we're gonna be very, very simple here. What we're gonna use is 1 onion. I've got a small red bell pepper, small green bell pepper. I've got about 4 celery sticks, and then here I have carrots, and you can use the orange ones, the regular orange ones that you get, but I found these at Costco and I love using the colorful ones, so I'm going to be using about 3 or 4 of those. So that's the veggies that we're going to put into our sweet and sour. I have here a can of pineapple tidbits, and I'm going to be using that. You can use chunks if you like. For the sauce, we're going to be using a bottle of the Kikkoman sweet and sour sauce. Now, I'm not advertising this brand, and I'm not getting paid for this video. It's just that I've tried other sweet and sour sauces, but this is my go-to sauce. So this is the one that I use. We're going to be doing soy sauce, and then we're going to be doing some sambal. You can use the garlic flavor if you like. For our chicken, I have about 1.5 pounds of cubed chicken here that we're going to use. It's cleaned and cut in cubes. We're going to be using fresh ginger and garlic in there, salt and pepper. We'll get that going first before we start cutting up our vegetables. Now, you'll see here that I also have some ketchup, some gluten-free soy sauce, and some tamarind sauce. And then also in our main sweet and sour, we're also going to be adding a little bit of ketchup in there. The reason why I have this out here is because I am going to be making just some for a family member that is gluten-free. So I want to make a sauce that does not have gluten in there, and the Kikkoman sauce here does have gluten in there. The soy sauce also has gluten in there. So I'll show you my mix of this as well. So let's get started. So first we're going to do is we're going to empty our chicken in the pot here. And this is medium-low. Got it on medium-low. And into our pot goes our fresh ginger and garlic. I'm just going to add that in there. Now I've got about 1.5 pounds of chicken breast, and so and then I added about 1 tablespoon of ginger and garlic in here, and I love the ginger and garlic in there. We're going to add a little bit of our salt, just to taste, because remember, in the sweet and sour sauce we're also going to have soy sauce in there, so you don't want to make it too salty. And then I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper in there. So I'm going to mix this, and we're not going to add any water in here. So this is going to cook. While this is cooking, I'll show you when it's almost done and how long it took. So while this is cooking, let's go ahead and cut up our vegetables. So this took about 5 minutes. While I cut my vegetables, took about 5 minutes, and our chicken is completely done. So if you just go right like that in the middle, it's white inside, so it's completely cooked, and you don't want to overcook this. Now you can see here there isn't much gravy left, so this is perfectly fine. At this point, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to transfer this in a bowl. We're going to use the same pot to make our sweet and sour in. I'm going to turn my stove on. I'm going to put it on high at this point. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. We don't need much. You can even get away with about a tablespoon too. So there we go. That's good enough. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add. Now we usually like to eat this pretty crispy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add all the vegetables inside right now. We're just gonna cook the vegetables just for about 2 minutes, not more than that. And if you want to cook your vegetables more, please go ahead and do so. This is just a versatile recipe that can be done. Now, when my mom makes it, she cooks her vegetables way more than I do. So, but just because my kids enjoy the crispiness of the veggies, I keep it where it's not very much cooked. All right. So our vegetables have been cooking for about 5 minutes. You just want to cook it until you can see that the onions are getting a little bit translucent and they're not as crispy as when you're moving them around. They make a lot of noise. This is cooked a bit more. So at this point, I'll go ahead and add the cooked chicken in here with the broth, a little bit of broth, the pineapple, and I did drain the pineapple. Give this all a really good mix. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this out, because remember I told you that we're going to make that gluten-free version. I'll show you how we're going to do that as well. So I'm just going to take some out because I don't need a lot of it out from here. And then we're going to be adding all the sauces in here. And we're going to be making it in a different pot just because we don't want to cross-contaminate anything with the gluten. Okay, I'm going to keep that on the side. All right, so for this one now, this is almost done. We just have to mix in all the sauces. So we're going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in here. To give it a little bit of a kick, I'm going to also add about a tablespoon of sambal in here, which is hot chili sauce. You could also use any other hot sauce you like. And then I'm just going to empty this is a 12-ounce bottle of the Kikopan's sweet and sour sauce in here. All goes in here. Now, if you feel like you want more gravy and the whole bottle didn't do it for you, go ahead and add some more in there. It's really up to you how you want to do this. I'm just going to cover this and let this drain, and then we'll empty it again. Give this a good mix to see if we need to add more sauce in here. I think the sauce is perfect. We've got just enough sauce in there. You also want to make sure that you do a taste test to make sure that the hot sauce is good enough, the soy sauce, the salt and the sweetness is good enough as well. To this, I'm also going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of ketchup in here. This is completely optional, but it gives it a really good taste. So you see how much gravy we already have in there? It's just perfect. Just do the taste test here. I did the taste test and I feel like it needs just a little bit more soy sauce in here. And it also needs a little bit of the sambal in here. Take this off the stove, and I am going to be putting another pot on top of it because we're going to make the gluten-free version of this. So for this one, I'm going to throw in, now I'm using a different spoon as well. So I'm going to empty other sweet and sour vegetables that we emptied in here. All right, so in here goes the gluten-free soy sauce. I'm going to be adding about a tablespoon of tamarind powder, concentrate, and I'll show you what it looks like here. You can see here that it's completely concentrated. See? And I'm just gonna add that just so it gives it that sour taste, okay? Put that in there. A little bit of our sambal. And then I'm gonna do some ketchup. And I'm also gonna do a taste test just to make sure that the flavors are all good. Wow. The tamarind really gives it a kick, but it's not very sweet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more ketchup in there, and that should work. So this is the gluten-free version, and this is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate it and show you what it looks like. So our sweet and sour is ready. This is super simple. It's so fast to do. You just have to have those ingredients at home. And I think it tastes amazing. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm just gonna try one of the chicken pieces here. Now, all of you know from my past videos that I am diabetic. So I know the questions which I'm gonna have is that, would you be able to eat this? So what I would do is I'm gonna take salad, like a big salad. I'm just gonna fish some of the chicken from here, so the carrots maybe, and some of the bell peppers, but I won't do most of the gravy because it does have the sugar content in there. So I'm not strictly not avoiding everything, but I'm very low carb. So I would just do that, and I'm sure my sugar is not gonna go up. So let me give this a try. This is delicious. Give it a try. It's like you saw, it's super simple. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.